YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paul Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If this your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post some new content. Uh, I titled this show Joe Rogan Revisited, kinda, because if you actually really paid attention to what they said the other day, right? I actually really spoke on this a little bit, and for the most part, I actually really thought that I put out the fire, right? But apparently, this is a fire that uh, I'm gonna say that this is a ghost fire, which is a fire that, for the most part, that you actually like really can't put out, right? And even and before I actually really get it, before I go anywhere with this one too tough, I actually like really said something similar to this on my Facebook page earlier today. All this shit about Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan said nigga, big damn deal. And I look at that the same way, that I looked at when Papa John said nigger or claimed to have said nigger. I'm like, big damn deal. And it's just like what I said, right? If you the first one to react to that word, and guess what? You the nigga or niggers that they was actually really talking about, right? But uh, how many of y'all actually like really remember the whole Don Imus incident when he was talking about uh, that female college back? I think they was out of Rutgers or whatever. And then he came on there and said, "Oh, them some nappy headed hoes," right? And then it got out, and then here come Al Sharpton's old bitch ass, right? And then it's just for the simple fact that and see, here's the thing with so-called black folks and so-called Black History Month. You raggedy motherfuckers, y'all ain't gonna really kill me. Like seriously, right? We can we can sit up here and call each other nigger all goddamn day long. We can sit up here and call each other bitch all doggone day long. We can sit up here and call each other nappy headed hoe all doggone day long. But let somebody that y'all think that's outside of the race, then y'all got a problem with it. And then for anybody that can sit up there and watch that whole Joe Rogan piece, it's almost like, okay, well, and which and just know this, that took time to do, right? And so for the most part, just because it took time to do, right? That was somebody that had that type of time on their hands because Joe Rogan, he either said something that he was supposed to say, or he did something that he wasn't supposed to do, or he didn't say what the fuck he was instructed to say, or he didn't do what he was instructed to do. Again, when you're in the industry, when you're in this bullshit industry, regardless of so-called color, because again, I will always say so-called white. I will always say so-called black. Because again, y'all motherfuckers don't know your goddamn colors, because if you did, you wouldn't be walking around hollering about white man this, black man the other. You really wouldn't be doing it. And then I don't want to hear shit talking about, oh, well, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Really? Or maybe the question is, do you know what you're talking about really? So like I said, apparently this whole Joe Rogan thing that picked up a lot of speed than what the fuck it probably should have. And then, like I said, I was watching Comedy Hype News earlier. And it's funny, even, put like this, shit like this happens at every level, right? And then I look at it when it happens at the lowest level, it's gonna have to happen at the highest level, because that's where the shit comes from. Or in other words, what we used to call in the Army, shit rolls downhill, right? So Joe Rogan comes out, or this clip comes out, and what's so bad about it, I actually really think they they did Joe Rogan the same way that they did Allen Iverson years ago with the word practice. They actually really counted how many times that he said practice. And so I actually really think that they did a number count on how many times Joe Rogan said the word nigger, and plenty in all of his shows. But here's the deal. Iverson only did that one time, where that they had, whoever that did this, right? They had to really go back and dig up some shit, right? And so here's the deal. If whoever it was that did it, whether it was one person or a group of people, now, if y'all ignorant asses took time enough to dig up how many times that Joe Rogan said the word nigger, then how come y'all can't research a lot of other shit? And I'm gonna leave it at that. But the main question that I really want to ask, or I'm just gonna actually really recite what Dave Chappelle said, because Comedy Hype News, they act like, well, how come Dave Chappelle is silent? And then, like I said, Pierre, he, and it's funny, like, a motherfucker can tap dance around some shit, right? But I mean, yeah, you might hit in the area, right? But at best, what you're gonna do is actually really throw up dirt on the target that you actually really trying to hit. So, because he was like, well, Dave Chappelle got enough material on this subject, right? But then, like I said, I actually really commented on that, and I just told him, I was like, okay, because first and foremost, I said I can see why how Corey Holcomb said what the fuck he said about y'all with this whole RZA Islam piece, right? But then I can look at but then, like I say, right, anybody that's actually like really old enough, well, and then for this part, you really ain't even gotta be old enough no more. Go back and look at some of Dave Chappelle's old material, right? When he was on Def Comedy Jam. And I said this probably not even 2 months ago when Joe Gruden, the former head coach of the Raiders, right? He got fired because of some emails that he actually really put out. The shit got out. So-called black athletes got mad, so they had to get him out of there. So my thing is this. So I'm gonna ask the question again, or I'm gonna ask the question that Dave Chappelle asked. Who decided that the word nigger would make black people mad for the rest of history? Right? Answer that question. If that question can actually really be answered, right? Then and only then you will understand why Dave Chappelle was silent, because Joe Rogan actually really said what he said. But the thing about it is this: go back and look at that clip, right? He just I'm doing just peachy. Actually, I really got talked to the publisher, and I got my book coming out by my military career. AR 670 Harris. Look forward to be online at Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble, around June 9th. So, oh well, good evening to you. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Soon as it actually really comes out, I will actually really come back and I will let everybody know how you can actually really go online and actually really uh, buy it. Like I say, June 9th is the actual projected date for this for my book to actually really come out. So hey, look, I'm actually like really surprised that you showed up. So, but hey, and in our case, hey, it is what it is. But but in our case, I actually like want to just actually really like speak a little bit on this piece. I really think this is nothing more than a prime example of the powers that be or the powers that should be. They actually really try to tear this man down, right? And they actually really take a lot of things out. They take a lot of things out of context, like seriously. And and for people to actually really come to this guy's defense, hey, guess what? I really, I actually really applaud the effort, because it's just for the simple fact it goes to show me that, hey, guess what? There are some actual nice, genuine people out here in the world today, and for them to actually really go back and look at that footage and be like, you know what? Somebody took time to actually like really splice that shit together and actually like really make it seem like that Joe Rogan was just saying nigga this, nigga that, nigga the other, right? And then even if he was, guess what? You not no nigga, so why the fuck you getting pissed off about it? Plain and simple. Like I say, depending on the situation, we all put like this, we all get a little heated from time to time, right? And then that word fly out, that word might fly out of somebody out of each other's mouth or whatever, and then there it is, right? But I just look at it like this, right? If you're not no nigga, if you're not no bitch, hoe, whatever the fuck whatever the case may be, right? You know, take it as a grain of salt. Oh, huh? Okay. Hey, I'll be the first one to tell you. It's it's okay. It's okay to I'm cool with agreeing to disagree. With a lot of things. It's just how I look at things. I do as much research as possible. Like no bullshit. Now, granted fact. I mean, who knows? I'm not gonna sit up here and say that everything that I talk about is actual factual. But even then, I actually really go back. I look at it. I go back and I relook at it. I relook at it. I relook at it. And if it's still coming up the exact same way, right? Then I'm gonna actually like really go with what I actually like really see. I mean, just like I say, that's it's not only with me, but that's with everybody. Oh, trust me. Yeah, well, I tell you what, I wouldn't sit up here and say that. I wouldn't sit up here and say that we're actually really stuck. We're not stuck. Okay. Oh, listen. I'm open. Listen, I'm open. I stay open. My antennas stay up. My antennas stay up. Right. So again, and I'm always open to other options. But I tell you that like I tell everybody else, right? For my own experience, for what my family has told me, right? It didn't come our way, right? And then even some of my other friends. We've actually already sat down and we've talked about this, and it it didn't happen. So all what I'm saying is this: yeah, it made it happen, but it didn't happen with everybody. So, but like I said, I want to sit up here and say that, hey, that we're all stuck here, right? I will never say that. But the thing about it though is this, right? The fear of the unknown is a motherfucker, right? So I just feel like that. Hey, look, guess what? If we can actually like just sit down and actually really talk about, hey, look, and instead of us actually really sitting up here arguing and bickering about what the fuck is going on, how about you just say, well, hey, how you doing? What's your name? This, that, the third, right? And be like, okay, well, what you think about this? What you think about that? Or what you think about the other? Oh, absolutely. I'm all listen. Again, I'm always open. I listen. I will actually really sit down and talk with the best of them, right? It's just for the simple fact that uh again, like I say, I can get a little hot. I get a little heated from time to time. So for the most part, I actually really feel like that's something that, and I will admit that is something that me personally that I have to actually really control, right? And uh, hey, it is what it is. But it's just um, like I say, we tried this like last week, and we tried it twice last week, and it didn't go good. Okay. Hey, yeah, that's that's easier said than done. Okay. Hey, listen. Again, right? Uh, things get heated, then hey, it is what it is. So, uh, my thing is, I'm not here to actually really insult anybody. It's not what it's actually it's not what the fuck I do. Okay, so I'll let's say this. I'm off every Wednesday, but you know, um, I mean, hey, look, anything after 6:30 every day, I'm actually really free. So uh, so basically, I mean, I'm actually like, I'll be like, okay, hey, look, you present your case, I present mine, right? And I truly, honestly feel that somewhere you present what you gotta say, I present what I gotta say. Eventually, we actually really gonna meet down in the middle somewhere. Hold on. Hey, listen. Listen. I'm in total agreement. My apologies. Okay, listen. Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. If you know, that's what 20. That's listen. A lot of it. That's what 21 years in the United States Army will do for you. Okay. Hey, listen. Hey, look. I get that too. I get that too. I mean, look. We all listen. We listen. We're that and that's the main objective. We all here to become better individuals. Plain and simple. You know. So hey. So in either case, like I say, you hold on. You sound like Monty right now. so so I tell you what, this is what happens. This is what we can do, right? We can actually really try to set this up again, whenever. And like I say, I will I will make sure that no alcohol is around. So if it is, it's gonna be like in a very low quantity or what have you. Um, all I ask is that all I ask is that I respect where you're coming from, as long as you respect where I'm coming from. And if nothing can actually really be resolved, that we can both walk away as far as like what they say, that we can act like really agree to disagree. Plain and simple. You know. Okay, I got you. So so like hey, guess what? So with that being said, um, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Just like I said, I already said what I had to say about that about earlier, right? So so with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, tell your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. What you got? Okay, that's cool too. All right, so yeah, hey, guess what? We got you. I got you. You know, so uh, like just like I said, you go ahead, you go ahead, you set that up, and then we can actually try to make this happen once again. All right, and hopefully, cooler heads will indeed prevail on this one. So, with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street round the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the Crazy Uncle. Till next time, hey, y'all have a good one.